Basically, the listing of MTN is one of the very few good things that is happening to the market in about 3-4 years. And this very much has been long awaited. And there has been so much excitement in the air. Maybe with respect to the different times that they said we were coming to list and we didn't see that listing. But now the time is real. And I believe strongly that a lot of people that have wished so much to be part of the company will definitely become stakeholders from today. Because in spite of the fact that we expected an IPO, but with respect to the state of the market for now, and with the kind of excitement and urgency that is being sought because of the listing of MTN, I think it is actually a right decision to come by way of listing by introduction. And having done this, there will be some shares being sold by existing shareholders today on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. And I believe maybe that there will be enough good portion to be able to go around to those that will be willing and ready to purchase the shares. And then definitely the trading continues on every other trading day.
Now, we've talked over the years about, market depth, apart from introducing new instruments into the market, but also market depth, and also having companies making sure, or just seeing the bourse reflecting the state of the economy, having, different companies representing different sectors of the economy, on the bourse itself. But for market depth, what is the significance of a company, a telco like MTN, coming to the market?
Well, it's very, very significant because this is the only telco that we're having for now amongst the three others that are yet to come to think about listing at all. So MTN is making is an epoch-making event today, and definitely we believe that with the 1.8 trillion added to the existing capitalization of the market, it's quite a very heavy one, and it's quite a great excitement. Be that as it may, the profitability of the company as well goes a long way, because with the last Q1, we are seeing a PAT of 48 billion naira, and that is quite huge. It's only second to Dangote Cement, which is about the same range. So I believe strongly now that we have not just some sectors dominating the market. Before now, it had been the banking sector, and also the banking sector, industrial goods and consumer goods. But now I think we are adding telecom to it, and I think going ahead, we are definitely going to see a much better market.
Now, this listing is one of the conditions agreed to by MTN in that dispute that they had with the federal government as part of the resolution. And I'm just wondering, what are your thoughts on, the journey for MTN getting to this point? Before that dispute, like we both mentioned, the plan was for an IPO. But it would appear that there is still that commitment on the part of the company, because it has said that it's still hoping to see a future public offering. What are your thoughts on the commitment that MTN is making as a foreign company to still remain, despite all that it went through with the federal government?
Well, to me, I believe it shouldn't have come as a form of compulsion for them. Ordinarily, we believe that after 5 years of existing in Nigeria, that should have been the apt time for them to come and list. But over and over again, the NSE, the SEC made attempts to get them into the market, but those attempts didn't actually work. It is not so exciting that the dispute resolution, part of the dispute resolution points that were reached was for them to come and list, and now that is being compelled. They are being now compelled to come and list. But ordinarily, I would believe they need to change the mindset of the market such that it is actually their willingness to list, but several other things had hindered them from listing before now. So as they have come for real, and the commitment is there. And I believe with the kind of profitability, we looked at the earnings per share, it is in the neighborhood about 10 naira. At least, maybe we prorating it, and with the price at 19 naira. And that means price-earning ratio is about 9, so which is quite a good one compared to several other stocks within the market. So with this that is happening, I believe that MTN has come to stay.
Now, during that time, in the heat of the dispute, as it were, there was a lot of talk about, this not being a good signal, us not sending good signals to foreign investors in terms of, how they will be treated in the event of a dispute. And there was a lot of talk of, that this might deter other investors, from coming to Nigeria. Do you think that with MTN listing, maybe when they do list by public offer, a proper IPO, do you think that this could send a different signal to investors that, okay, yes, it's all water under the bridge, it all worked out, and we're still trying to be friendly towards the foreign investors, and perhaps that could change their mind?
Well, I believe Nigeria Investment Promotion Council still has a lot to do in that aspect. Win investors to come to Nigeria, making the environment friendly for them enough, and also encouraging them to remain within the system. For MTN, I believe that it's not really been a very rosy one for them. They've had disputes with the NCC, with the government, about 2 or 3 times, and I think it is not really held enough. But with this, it goes on to establish the confidence that MTN has in Nigeria and also that the government has in MTN. And I believe the final reflection will be when they come for an IPO. I want to believe this is going to be more successful than they had in Ghana. Because
final question, because one of the reasons the CEO gave that of not coming to the market with an IPO is they said with that resolution, with that dispute rather, and the allegations made by the government, they were not sure they were going to get a fair valuation if they had come via an IPO.
Well, I think the figures are there for all to see because the figures speak better than any other thing. So if the figures are right, I believe SEC will not deny them the kind of valuation that they actually deserve. So on that note, I believe that with this listing by introduction, with the way the stock will trend over time, maybe the next 3 months or thereabout, will definitely determine whether the valuation they are having right now is actually the right or not.
Rotimi, thank you so much for joining us on the program today. We appreciate your time.